There we go. All right, got it. Okay, so let's lay down on our mats. So extend our legs the length of your yoga mat, and reach your arms above your head. Just really stretch your body, a nice big stretch like you're waking up in the morning. You might yawn like I just did. And let's bring our arms down by our sides. And you can leave your legs here, or you can place your feet flat on the floor, spread wide to the edges of your yoga mat, and rest your knees inward. Or you can place your hands on your stomach as well, keep them to the sides of you. You can gently close your eyes if you'd like. Just kind of relax before we begin our yoga. I want you to think about your breathing. Is it fast, slow? And on your next inhale, I want you to inhale for 4 counts. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And hold. 2. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. And inhale. 2, 3. Hold. 2, 3. Exhale. 2, 3. And just take a nice deep breath. Let your breathing come back to its normal rhythm. And gently open your eyes. Kind of circle the wrists when you're laying down. Pick up a foot, circle an ankle. Other ankle. And bring your knees into your chest. Just give them a hug. We're going to open our arms out in a T shape. And we're going to let your legs fall down towards the left side of the floor of your body. So completely resting on the floor. Your upper body and back is in a spiral twist. Move your head to facing the ceiling, to the side. Keep breathing here. And bring your legs back up towards neutral position over your chest. And shift your legs over to the right side of your body, letting them fall down to the floor. And bring your legs back up and rest them flat on the floor. And I want you to grab your strap or makeshift strap, whatever you have, and interlace it around the ball of your right foot. To extend your top leg up towards the ceiling with a flexed foot. And I want you to extend that bottom leg straight if you would like, or keep it flat on the floor for a little more stability. Now your top leg, if you would like to keep it bent a little bit more, sometimes you can feel it a little bit more through your calf and Achilles. And then if you straighten it more, it will be more of your hamstring. But of course, this also varies per person. And bring your straps together and take both of them in your right hand and extend your leg out towards the side of your body. So just kind of a side stretch, opening that hip. You might feel it a little bit differently in your hamstring. Still keeping that foot flexed and this bottom leg stabilized. And bring your leg back up and give it a nice bend. And straighten your right leg up towards the ceiling one more time. And undo your strap, place your foot on the ground. Pick up your left leg, wrap your strap around. Extend your leg to the ceiling, keeping that foot flexed. Again, keeping your right leg flat on the ground or extended, whichever you wish to do right now. And breathe through this. First time stretching our hamstrings today, probably. Unless you stretch them in the mornings, then props to you. Take both of your straps into your left hand, keeping this right leg stabilized on the ground. Extend the left leg out towards the side of your body. And bring your leg back up towards the ceiling. And one more bend in towards your chest. Straighten your leg up. And undo your strap. And you can toss your strap to the side because you don't need it anymore. Okay, bring your knees into your chest. Give them a nice big hug one more time. Just kind of rock back and forth. Okay, place your legs back down on the ground, arms along the sides of your body. And I want you to, if you can't see the camera right now, it would be good to look just because I want to make sure you do this right. So we want our legs up, kind of in a tabletop position, and our core engaged. So just in this position. And we're just going to be doing some toe taps. So tapping one toe and bringing it back up. Tapping the next toe. So you're just tapping either toe down on the floor. So you can go ahead and try this. It's really important to make sure we keep thinking about pressing our belly button down to our spine. We don't want to arch our back while doing this, and really want to keep that core engaged so we don't injure our back. So just keep toe tapping, go at your own pace. Again, if you'd like to make it harder, you can extend that leg all the way down to the ground and bring it back up, or just keep it bent. Really keep pressing that belly button down. And breathe, you got 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, good job. Hug your knees into your chest. Nice little mini ab workout there. Okay, so we're going to roll over onto our stomachs. And spread your arms out to the sides of your body in the T shape again. And pick up your right foot, bending it off the floor. Keeping that left leg straight and into the ground. You're going to pick up your hips and kind of shift over into a full body spiral position. So that right foot should be on the ground. Your knee going towards the ceiling. And lower back down towards your neutral position. Changing your head position to the other side. Bend that left leg, flexing your foot, keeping that right leg straight, planted into the ground. You're gonna pick up that left leg and shift it over to the other side of your body. That foot flat on the ground. And bring that leg back towards neutral. Straighten that leg back down. You're going to place your hands by underneath your shoulders. You're going to press up and sit back into a child's pose position. Toes together, knees wide. Sitting back in your child's pose. If child's pose is uncomfortable for you, you can always roll up a blanket and kind of put it under your butt or like a sweatshirt or something. You can have a block and place a block there. Sometimes just having that extra elevation helps. And again, if it's completely uncomfortable for you, just let me know and I can find another pose. Just try and relax. Really stretch those arms forward. And come up to a tabletop position. Okay, so we want our hands underneath our shoulders, and we want our knees about hip width apart and pretty much underneath our hips as well. We want our hands slightly turned out, and I want you to engage your arms. So really push the floor away with your arms. Don't just sink into it. I want you to think about engaging your core, elongating your head forward. So there's a straight line from the top of your head all the way down to your tailbone. Okay, so from here, we are going to begin just some cat-cows. So initiating from our tailbone, I want you to try and feel every vertebrae as we move through these. So inhale, cat, rounding our spine upward, starting with the tailbone, and then moving every other vertebrae, even your head as well, letting your head relax. And exhale, cow. Arching our back, lifting your head up. And inhale, cat. And exhale, cow. And on your next, come back to a neutral position. Okay, so from here, we're going to tuck our toes and press back into our downward dog. And just kind of walk it out. It's our first time in downward dog today. And take a break whenever you need to. If it's like too much pressure on your hand, just come down. Your child's pose. Just come back up. Just keep walking out your legs. While you press the floor with your hands, we want to extend our hips up and back towards the ceiling. Again, prioritizing proper form over straight legs. So I'd rather see a better downward dog with bent legs than you have your straight legs and your downward dog look like this. So, okay. And walk your feet forward towards your hands. And now would be a good time to like put your block in front of you or stack of books, what you have. And just rest forward. We want to keep our weight forward in the metatarsals of our feet. Let that head dangle. Just really breathe through it. I want your muscles to have some oxygen. And I want you to bend your legs and stand up. Stand in position. Okay, so from here we're just gonna roll out our neck. Oh, let me adjust the camera. It's a little low. So just roll out our neck circle. And go the other way. Okay. And come back to facing our block. Time to inhale, raise your arms up. Exhale, lower your arms down. Inhale, raise your arms up, keeping that core engaged. Exhale, lift taller. Shoulder blades back and down, chest open wide. Inhale, raise your arms up. Exhale, forward fold towards your block. Again, we want our weight forward and the balls of our feet and not shifting back into our heels. And inhale, half lift, bring our hands to tops of our quads or shins. Exhale, forward fold. I want you to bend your legs a lot. Place your hands in on the ground. Step back into your plank, so either a tall plank or knees down, and lower down into chaturanga. And not run into your block. And inhale, back lift. Exhale, forward fold. And this time, we're going to leave our hands behind us. I'm going to lift up without our hands into Shalabhasana. So inhale, lift. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift. Really reach those hands back towards your feet. Exhale, lower down. Place the hands by your ribs. Tuck the toes. Press back up into your plank and back into downward dog. So I'll take 5 breaths here. Really just connect with your breath and yourself. Keep pressing the floor away. Again, bending your knees if you need to. And we're going to pick up our right leg, extend it towards the ceiling. And we're going to bring it forward in between our hands. So you might have to pick it up, walk it forward. So our right foot in between our hands, back foot behind us. We're going to lower that back knee down to the ground and untuck our toes. And bring your hands to your hips and come up. So from here, I really want you to think about rooting down to your left knee that's on the ground, or right knee, whatever knee is on the ground for you. Really lift up and out of it, and you may feel this in the front of your hip flexor. If you'd like to take this a little bit further, gently shift forward, not a whole lot. So keep lifting up and out of this position. From here, we're going to place our arms in cactus arms, so it's like this. And hands wide, fingertips spread out, kind of like jazz hands. I feel like a cactus, I guess. And keep lifting up out of that left knee and leg that's planted on the ground. We're just going to gently twist towards our upright leg, so our right leg. And shift back. And twist. Really keep reaching up and out. Twist. And come back. Release the cactus arms. Bring your hands down by your front foot. Tuck that back toe. Press back up. Bring your right foot back up into downward dog. And vinyasa, whatever that means to you. Again, taking 5 breaths in downward dog whenever you get there. Now extend the left leg up towards the ceiling and bring it in between your hands. You might have to bring your hand to it, walk it forward, wiggle it. And we're going to bend that back knee, placing it on the ground, untuck the toes. Bring our hands to our hip creases and stand up. Okay, so from here, I want you to think about pressing down to the floor with that right knee. It's on the ground, that entire calf and foot. Really root yourself and lift up and out. Again, if you'd like a little bit more, you can gently shift your hips forward just a little bit. But I'm gonna breathe here. I don't know about you, but this side is a lot tighter on me. And we're gonna bring our arms back to cactus. So opening them up, really pressing our arms down and back. And just gently turn to the side, back to neutral. And turn to the side, to the front. Turn, back, front, and one more. And bring your hands down towards your front left foot. Tuck the back toes of your right leg. Press back up. And bring your left foot to your downward dog and vinyasa. And again, taking 5 breaths in your downward dog position. And raise your right leg up towards the ceiling. And shift it forward towards your left elbow. And shift your right leg back up towards the ceiling. And shift it forward towards your right elbow. Shift your right leg back up towards the ceiling. And bring it in between your hands. Walking forward if you need to. Now I want to make sure our front right toes are facing forward. And I want you to take a peek at your back toes and make sure they are facing forward as well. Might hop up a little bit so your stance is shallower. And I want you to think about squeezing your butt and outer hips, so really stabilizing your lower body. Engage those quads, that core. Bring your hands to your hip creases and stand up. So our front leg is bent, our back leg is straight, our heel is off the ground. Everything is in a parallel position, both toes are facing forward. Really keep that core engaged, open the chest, shoulders back and down. Gonna bring the arms up above our head, reaching towards the ceiling. And we are in crescent pose. Keep breathing. And lower the hands back down to the hip. Bring your arms down to your mat on either side of your right foot. Take your right foot back to downward dog and vinyasa. Okay, again taking 5 breaths in your downward dog. And extend your left leg up towards the ceiling. And bring it in towards your right arm. And extend your left leg up towards the ceiling. And bring it in towards your left arm. And extend your left leg up towards the ceiling. And bring it in between your hands. So I'm walking it forward if you need to. Want to make sure those toes going forward. I want you to take a peek at that back foot. Make sure those toes are going forward. I want you to bend this front leg quite a bit. I want you to straighten that back leg. Think about firming in your outer hip, really squeezing your butt, gauging that core. Bring your hands to your hip creases and stand up. Want to make sure our knee is always going over our toe, not going in or out. Really lift up and out of your legs. Front leg bent, back leg straight. Extend your arms up towards the ceiling. And bring our arms down to the mat. Take your left leg back into downward dog. This time we're going to come down to a child's pose. and come up towards your tabletop position. Tuck your toes. Press up into your downward dog. Walk your feet forward towards your hands. Bend your legs quite a bit. Your hands to your hip creases and stand up. Okay, from here, I'm gonna go get a drink really fast. I'm getting a little lightheaded. I'll be right back. I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Don't worry about it. I did the same thing.
Okay. So standing up, we want our feet facing forward, about hip width apart. I want you to think about lifting up those inner arches and firm in your outer ankles. I want you to think about drawing up your kneecaps, engaging your quads, keeping that core engaged. Press your shoulders open, standing up tall, shoulder blades back and down. Head looking forward, spin your palms forward. We're into Tadasana or mountain pose. Like squeezing your butt and everything that we just went through. Just kind of breathe here. Okay, so from here, we're going to raise up our arms above our head so they're reaching towards the ceiling. And our toes are going to come up, our heels are going to come up off the ground onto our tippy toes. So like a closer view of my feet would be this. So my feet are just coming up. So they just look like this. Again, arms above our head, Tadasana efforts, and up on our tippy toes. Really try and find one spot on the wall in front of you. Really lock in on that spot to help you balance. Keep squeezing that core and squeeze your butt. That really helps with balancing. And lower your heels down to the ground, arms by your side. Okay. From here, we are going to keep our left foot facing forward and just externally rotate your right leg just slightly. Okay, hands on your hips. I want you to think about firming in that outer left hip, squeezing your butt, engage that core. We're going to bring that right foot to our calf. So our left leg is facing forward and our right leg is facing to the side. If you'd like to bring your hands toward the center, you can. We're in tree pose. If you'd like to take this a step further, you can, and also you can always like touch the wall to like help you balance. So you can bring your hands to your ankle and bring it all the way up to your inner thigh. So it's really important it's not on our knee. So it can be on your inner thigh or your calf, just not your knee. We don't want it to hurt our knees. So up on our inner thigh or on your calf, bring your hands to your heart, palms pressing together. Squeeze that butt, engage that outer hip. We focus on that spot in front of you. And come back down. Inhale, raise your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to stand. Hands to heart. And let's do the other side. So right foot facing forward. Left leg turning out from its hip to the side. Hands on our hips. I'm thinking about firming in that outer hip. Squeeze your butt. Engage your core. Find a spot on the wall in front of you. Focus on. Bring that left foot to your calf. So our base leg is facing forward and our left leg is turned out to the side. Bring your hands to your heart, palms pressing together. Again, pressing your shoulder blades back and down. Stand up tall. Try and breathe here. Find your balance. Again, if you'd like to take this further, bring your leg up, or your foot up to your inner thigh. Just make sure it's not on your knee. Woo. That's kind of tricky, finding your balance. Bring your hands to your heart, press the palms together. Really try and breathe here, wherever you are at. Again, you can extend the arms overhead. Still palms pressing together. And lower down. And just kind of shake out those ankles, other ankles with your hands. Okay, so from here, we're going to want to grab our block, or just face whatever your blocks are. And we're going to have our feet in a wide second. So feet slightly wider than your hips. Place your hands on your hips, squeeze that butt and firm in those outer hips, and shift your weight forward over towards your block. Again, we want our weight forward in our toes, so almost you could be able to pick up your heels if you wanted to. But of course, we want our heels on the ground. That was just for testing to make sure your weight is forward in your toes. Really let that head dangle. Again, if you ever want to go lower, you can always do so. I want you to lift up your right arm and reach it towards the ceiling, opening your chest. And bring your right arm back down. Pick up that left arm, reach that towards the ceiling, opening your chest. Bring it back down towards center. Okay, and from here, we're going to turn out our toes at a 45-degree angle. So both of our toes are facing the corners of your yoga mat. Both feet are turned out. I want you to bend your knees. So your knees should be going over your toes if you look. So now I want you to bring your hands to your hips and just lower down. We still want to keep that 90-degree angle from our knee to our ankle up to our hip. So we don't want that happening. We want knee directly over our ankles. Bring your hands to your hips. You can rest them on your quads, just kind of opening up our groin. Kind of a little bit of a strengthener as well. Okay, and stand up. And we're going to go down to our mat. So from here, we're going to bend our left knee. So as if you're sitting like in a Z sit. So the front knee is bent. And now we're going to extend our back leg straight. So all of our weight is on our left hip, and back leg is straight. And you're going to shift forward to where both of your hips are facing forward. Yes. Again, if this ever hurts your knee, please stop doing this and don't do this pose, because that would be bad. And not all poses in yoga are meant for everyone. Everyone's bodies are made different. If you'd like to take this further, you can bend down over your leg. Relax your head. So we are in pigeon pose. And come up. Bring your knees into each other. Shift to the other side. So we want to bend our right leg. Extend that left leg back. And you can stay here or shift forward over your leg. Breathe in. All right, come up. And we're just going to extend our left leg forward, right leg bent, flexing that left foot. Just gently bring your body over your left leg. A nice hamstring stretch back in. And come up and switch legs. Left leg in towards your leg. And your right leg straight, foot flexed. Sit up tall and shift forward over your right leg. And come up, come into butterfly position, feet together, knees wide. Just going to shift over, side stretch. Come up, other side. Come up. Now I want you to recline down on your mat in constructive rest pose, so knees bent into each other or extend your legs flat out. I want you to take your arms up and cross them over each other to give yourself a big hug. Just gently close your eyes. Relax your body. Try to let your body sink into the floor. So relax your eyes, relax your jaw. And gently open your eyes. Roll to one side of your body. Use your hand to press yourself up towards seated position. And just kind of give yourself a neck circle. Okay, and thank you for practicing yoga with me today on this day.